Hi there, today I'd like to share with you an absolute horror story of where a business owner is being held to ransom by her web designer, and hopefully this will serve as a lesson for everybody who watches this, that there are certain things which are good practice in the web design industry, and hopefully you can find somebody who actually does those things when they build your website. My name is Carl from Buzz Website Design, and it's our job to help you to get more response from your online marketing channels, typically through your website, your social media, email marketing and other channels. And if you like this video, please share it out far and wide. It'd be great to get this particular message out there to all those, especially startups, when they're looking at building a website. And if you like watching our videos, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a little link icon in the bottom right-hand corner. YouTube will let you know when we make one of these, which is typically once a week. So I've written about web designers and some unscrupulous practices sadly in my industry, but there's been a particular case study over the last few weeks from a woman I've met. I'm going to call her Sally, that's not her name, but I just want to go through her experience in dealing with a web designer who is, quite frankly, not being very helpful at all. Now, Sally's been in business for just under a year at the time of recording this. And she went out there to find a web designer. She found one who was local, who was dirt cheap, hadn't actually long started up in the web design industry. So she managed to get a website up and running pretty blooming quickly for next to no money at all. Now, one of the first issues that happened here is that Sally didn't actually register her own domain. So the web designer did that for her, and as it sits, the web designer owns the domain. So if the web designer decides to, emigrate or dies, etc., Sally cannot get to the domain that she thought she bought and paid for through the web designer, because it's not even in her name. So lesson number one, if you're looking at having a website built, make sure you register your own domain. There's loads of places out there you can do that. 123reg, GoDaddy, One&One, absolutely tons of them. It doesn't cost a great deal. It's no more difficult than buying pretty much anything else online, but it means that at least you own your domain, and no matter what happens to your website, you've still got that domain. You can point it to wherever or work with whoever you want to in the web design game. Now, another issue is that Sally paid to have her website built, but the web designer hasn't actually assigned ownership of the website over to Sally. Now, a lot of web designers don't do this because they consider their work to be very, very precious. We take the view that once you pay for your website, it's yours. You can do with what you want. If you want to move it, you can. We won't charge you anything for that. But a lot of website designers will consider it their work, and unless they assign copyright to you, if it's a unique design, it is their work under law. But personally, I think if you paid for a work, but like buying a car, if you paid for something, it should be yours. So this web designer refuses to hand over any kind of ownership to Sally, and that will create, I promise you, that will create problems later on. And finally, Sally's web designer wants to charge her for every little amend. Sally hasn't been given a login to the website. She can't even write a blog post without sending over the copy to the web designer. Web designer creates a blog post and then sends her a bill for the time. Now, to me, because Sally's website is built with WordPress, Sally should be able to log in and create content, edit pages. She should be able to create blog posts. I mean, writing a blog these days is vitally important for the success of websites online, but she can't even do that on her own. She has to go through the web designer, and every single time she makes any kind of change, including writing a blog, she gets an invoice for it. And that, to me, is a very, very underhanded and unethical business practice, especially when using a software like WordPress, where you can restrict the role of people who log in to just being able to edit content and not do any of the other back-end web designery admin stuff. So, quick recap here. Make sure that you own your domain. Register your domain. If you're having a website built brand new from start, make sure you register your domain. A .co.uk will cost you between £10 and £12 a year. It's not massive money, and it's not difficult. Make sure that your web designer is going to hand over the website to you. Even if they still host it, make sure that you can have the website should you choose to move at the end of the project when it's all done. If not, try and find someone else. Because in my view, if you paid for the work, it should be yours. And finally, make sure that you can log into your website and adjust the content, write blog posts, do whatever you need to do on the pages and blog posts, etc. simply because it's your website. And in my view, it's unethical of a web designer to make you pay for every single little amendment to content, particularly writing blog posts, whenever you want to make a change. So I really hope that's useful. Like I said, please share this out. I think this message really ought to go far and wide in the small business community. There are far too many small businesses being ripped off by unscrupulous, unethical web designers, and personally I think it ought to stop. So please let folks know, please share this out. And if you have any questions, please write them below. Promise we will answer. But other than that, I really hope this has been useful. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.